Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's All Funny. I don't know what is 43. We're on Sunday, I think. I think it's Sunday. I don't know, the days turned away from me. On my head. People turned away from me. Now more than ever to me with respect. I watched my niece like for a good portion of the day. We watched like 3 Disney movies. And I don't remember the first movie we watched for some reason. We watched Moana, and then we watched Toy Story 4. And like, dude, it trips me out like the graphics of how Toy Story is now from Pixar's very first Toy Story. Like, you remember how it looks. It's very like choppy, and I don't know. That was ahead of its time back when, and you look back at it now and it looks like shit, But now, like, the graphics are crazy. Like, fucking Bo Peep. I don't know how they're not like making porn of that shit. And I saw like Disney mods on Mortal Kombat, but the story was weird. Like, it got me emotional, But the whole idea of like, and spoiler, like if you haven't seen Toy Story 4, but like, uh, the idea of a toy, a craft becoming a toy and then being created like into existence, and then you have the toys that are built, they're manufactured, and their goal in life is to be owned by a child, to have a child, right? Like, you could cut this down to like, oh, this has like pedo vibes in it, when you think about Epstein and this and that. You could really like do a iceberg deep dive, I'm sure. But if you've seen like part 1, that was the whole point. Like, he had an owner, his fucking, his position of power was at stake, of him like be not becoming Andy's favorite toy. So there's like a power struggle there, and then they end up coming together and saying, "Oh, we could both be Andy's toy or favorite toys. He can have more than one, right? Equal for everyone, equal parts for equal parts. I don't know, whatever, right? As long as we're all the same color, who cares?" But you have Toy Story 2, which if I remember correctly, it was supposed to go like a straight to DVD, but it was where you have like this person brought into called like, I don't know, we'll call him the collector, but he's just like a guy who wants to like, could collect all of the toys from Woody's Roundup because they're vintage toys, and collect them. And it's funny like how I'm seeing more of that now, where people are grading comic books and video games and putting them into like nitrogen filled fucking cases and shit, where it's just for like display. It's never to be played with. Like, people love things in the box now. People like it's crazy. I could see them doing a movie like that where the world's like that now. But that's essentially what part 2 was, right? You had that collector dude, and he was trying to collect Woody, and he had the prospector and what's her name? I don't know why I'm thinking Jolene. I don't remember her name. The the fucking girl, Jesse, right? Yeah, Cowboy Jesse, right? And then the horse, whatever his name is, horse. But you end up, the prospector wanting them to all be collected and sold together, and he got his comeuppance, whatever. Good story, right? Great villain from what's his name? Frasier, Kelsey Grammer. Great villain voice, right? Very great. He's a great villain. If you haven't seen him on Boss, where he's like a House of Cards villain, you should really watch that show. It's on Stars. I think it's only like 2 or 3 seasons, but it's fucking good. And like right off the bat, the first episode, you can see a butt ass naked chick that's just like fucking hot. It's like a hot ass butt naked chick. So it's worth the entry of paying $10 or whatever the entry fee for Stars. Maybe you can get 7 days free. But you're gonna watch Boss. It's gonna be a good show with Kelsey Grammer because he's a good villain, political villain. But then you're gonna see a butt naked chick, like ass, titties, everything, like spread eagle. She's gonna be fucking hot, and you're gonna see her throughout the whole show. She's like his secretary. But at the very beginning, she's butt ass naked, like fucking like I mean I think she has heels on, but she's butt naked. Not even silhouettes or anything. You have the lighting there. She's butt ass naked. So fucking go subscribe to Stars. Look for the show Boss. In the very first episode, you're gonna see a butt ass naked chick, right? But we were talking about Toy Story. So let's go back to Toy Story 3, where uh what happens? That one took forever to come out, right? That was like years later when we're fucking what 10 or 20 years later. I don't know how long Toy Story 3 took to come out. And you have Andy all grown up. The toys are like conflicted because they want to go into the attic and be stored, or do they want to wait and like become toys for Andy's kids if he's ever going to have kids, or if he's going to become sterile and gay in our globalist society because the water's turning us gay and sterile. And they end up what? I don't know. I don't remember like the concept. What they want to run away from Andy to like a better world because that bear. Oh no, they're like a daycare, right? And they think the daycare's better, and the bear tricks them, and they get thrown at the dump, and they're in this like really emotional scene where they're all gonna get burnt. It's like Holocaust vibes and shit. And they make it like the fucking aliens save them, and it's great, and it's so emotional. It's like Schindler's List. You'll cry your eyes out. Fucking beautiful. Toy Story 3. And then the bear, who's the bad guy? What's his name? Huggies or Huggles or some shit. Huggles McHuggy. Right, something like that. Bear McHuggles. He gets his comeuppance. He gets turned into like a gets put onto a truck on the front to forever like eat bugs and stuff for the rest of his life. So that's a nice scary hell to of existence to be in. But so yeah, you could have stopped it there because they end up getting a new girl, right? Um in the form of, I think her name is Bonnie instead of Andy, and he gives all his toys to Bonnie, and that's it. The whole cycle resets. We're back at square one. Like, like it's a new big bang. Like, yeah, they have a new kid. They're starting all over. Let's do this again. All right, let's do the cycle. Right. Could have stopped it there. Whatever. We finished we finished the story. I had Cody Rhodes ain't gonna finish it. So we finished the story with Andy. So long, partner. Yeehaw. There's a snake in my boots or whatever. And so they come to part 4, which, like I said again, is graphically beautiful, like Unreal Engine 5 beautiful bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, these Pixar people know what they're doing. They've changed the game. But then also I'm sure they've done it negatively because everything's green screen now, whatever. But you look at Toy Story, it looks beautiful, work of art, but it's really just a bunch of zeros and ones and then some twos, I guess, right? But um the story of that is what, like I said, the toys are like coming to life. Crafts are now being turned into toys and coming to life, and Woody's like trying to find another purpose because he doesn't feel like he's Bonnie's like main toy. He's just lost there. Like he has a kid, but she's not his kid because she doesn't really play with him. So he makes it his mission to like help this fork that she created named Forky, which is like, a spork with fucking googly eyes and pipe cleaners. And it comes to life. It like breathes air or whatever the toys breathe in, and it's questioning, it thinks it's just trash. And then Woody, he's trying to tell him, no, you're important to her, you're a toy. And he's like, wait, but if I'm important to her, but you're not important to her, why aren't you trash? And why am I a toy? So there's a lot of like existential crisis shit, where it's like, okay, well, without purpose, what are we? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're humans, we do things and this and that, but without purpose, do we really exist? You know what I mean? So it really delves on those like notes, and then you have Woody at the end, like you think the villain is this girl who wants to take his, or this girl doll who wants to take his voice box and have that feeling of being someone's toy that he's had already once, and then he's having again. She just wants to have it that one time, and so he gives up his voice box. He helps get Forky to her, and he, or to his other kid, and then he ends up becoming what they call a lost toy, where they don't have an owner, and ultimately he's not lost because he's found a new purpose, and that's to help other lost toys find an owner. So I don't know if this is like a metaphor for Epstein helping children finding owners, like sexually. I don't know what we're going with, because Disney and the vibes they're doing, and Harvey Weinstein, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a nice message. I just wonder, like, what the rules are in Toy Story, because if you know very well, if you watch the first one, which I feel like everyone's at least watched the first one, they distinguish that they have rules, that they have to pretend to be toys when no one's when humans are around, and they're not allowed to be seen by humans. I mean, they could be seen by animals, and you would think, like, with the notion of like ring cameras and stuff, they would be seen more often, but they have these like set of rules set in the first movie, where you're not allowed to be seen by a human, and you're not allowed to talk to humans, you're not allowed to interact with them. And of course they break the rules to show the boy Sid, the bad boy, the bad kid, and the neighbor, not to hurt toys, because all he does is fucking fuck with toys. And it makes me wonder what the rules are in this universe. But then even in our own sort of world, like the toys create these rules. In human society, we create our own rules, because we have do not kill, do not mess with your neighbor's wife, do not steal, and we abide by these rules, but they're not really rules that we need to follow, but we as a society follow them. So you wonder, for the toys, who created these rules, like what sort of Moses or God gave them these rules to abide by. Just as human society, we were given these rules, and we don't have to follow them, of course. Like, we do, just to maintain society. But like, I'm sure out there, of course, like, you have in their world maybe dolls that are possessed, and that's a doll that just doesn't want to follow its rules. You know what I mean? Like a fucking Annabelle or a Chucky or something. Like, um, so you think like Toy Story is like a good metaphor for us in society following our own rules, and that if you don't have a purpose, if you're not being played with, are you, you know, like trash or a toy? You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like that's just life. Like, we're all trash. we're we're all like we're all just trash, and we're trying to find reasons to exist, but I feel like it's getting harder and harder and harder to find reasons. But I guess hang in there. I don't know. And yeah, if you get a chance, go watch the all four of the Toy Stories. Like I said, part two is uh delightful, like surprisingly delightful. Part three will really tug at your heartstrings. Part one's great. Sets a nice foundation for fucking fully 3D rendered movies everywhere. It's pretty fucking amazing. And then if you have a Sega Genesis on you, go play the original Toy Story game. That game's fucking great. I would beat the shit out of it when I was a kid. Uh like like easily. I could fucking beat that game. Like, I could probably speed run it. Like if you hand it to me now, I bet you I could still play it and know like the codes and shit like that. But um yeah, in this world where we try to be humans, and we try to help people, we try to have purpose. I guess I'm saying is like you're either a toy or you're a puppet or you're trash, and try to be a toy, even if you're lost. Be a lost toy. I don't know. I just saw Toy Story 4 and wanted to go on a. I even had fucking news articles pulled up here to read, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk about Toy Story because, yeah, I really like. I don't know the rules. Who the fuck made these rules? Like, oh, you're not allowed to talk to humans. Who gives a fuck? Just talk to your human. Like, tell them what's up. Tell them the secrets of life. Like, help him fucking get banged or whatever. Like, he could listen in on shit, or he could help you steal money from the bank. You know what I mean? Like, you could send your toys in through the bank vault system, right? Like, put a toy in a security box in the bank vault, and it can break out and fucking steal money for you. Like, your toy can be like utilized, especially like like a puppet master. You remember the puppet master? Like, you can fucking have these toys like kill for you and shit, like do your deeds. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deed done dirt dirt. But yeah, no, I want to thank you for listening to That's All Funny. The podcast where everything's funny. You could find That's All Funny anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Funny. Also have a podcast where me and my buddy Gabe just talk about wrestling. Comes out every Monday called That's All Kayfabe. You can find that anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Kayfabe. Or you can find them both on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@LorenzoAriola, where we upload, daily episodes again of That's All Funny, and every Monday That's All Kayfabe in video form. If you want to see any of these episodes early, you can check out the patreon.com/LorenzoAriola. $5 a month gets you everything, helps support the site. I really appreciate all my members. I don't know what I call y'all. My Lorenzites, my Goo Goo Gagas. I don't know, but I want to thank my members, my Crab Ragu Nights, something like that, right? Something with crab ragoons. I want to thank you all, and yeah, check out the site retrohorror.com for any merchandise we do have. We're even on Redbubble. Go to Redbubble, search Retro Horror Inc. You find merchandise for the show. Yeah, and if you want to commission some great art from a great artist, Retro Horror Inc. on Instagram. His website, retrohorror.com. He does all the art for the show, the Bret Hart graphic art. He'll do anything he's done. He does great art for the right price. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that gay shit. And we'll be back tomorrow. See y'all later. Bye.